You're about to be mesmerized. It's here. It's wild. It's sweeping the nation. It's...
Hello, what is up? Alright, we have another pre-order hot off the mail truck, and that is the Super7 Ultimates Hotwing from Silverhawks. I'll be perfectly honest, I don't remember Hotwing from the cartoon. I did watch the cartoon back in the day, but I was very, very, very little, so I barely remember the cartoon at all. I did, however, have most of the Silverhawks figures, including the original Hotwing figure, and it was one of my favorite Silverhawks figures. I thought he was awesome, so pretty stoked for the Super7 Ultimates version. Again, don't really remember much about the character. The only things I actually recall about the character itself are that he was part of like the second wave of Silverhawks. I think there was like basically a whole separate Silverhawks team that joined in the second season of the show. And B, he was a magician before he became a member of the Silverhawks. And that is basically all I remember about him as an actual character. Other than that, I just know that the original figure was awesome, and I liked it. And I like Super7 Ultimate. So, there you go. That was enough for me to go ahead and pre-order this dude. So, yep, pretty excited to check him out. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the packaging. As always, we've got the nice, shiny outer slipcase here. Always a sucker for anything shiny. I'm very easily impressed. On the inner package here, we have a nice, shiny picture of Hotwing on the back, along with a little character biography, which reads... We're going to learn about Hotwing together, because, again, I don't remember any of this. Hotwing, Squadron Leader. Not much is known about Hotwing's history, but he is an invaluable asset to the Silverhawks. He is a law enforcement officer that has undergone a cyborg makeover in order to withstand the effects of hyperspace travel. This grants him superior speed, strength, and agility. He has a hawk-like face cover for when flying or fighting. He has the standard wings and other abilities of the Silverhawks. His unique feature is the gem in his forehead. He can focus energy through it to achieve a wide variety of effects. He is a skilled magician, I didn't make that up, okay, and showman, both in terms of personality and ability. Alright, we got to the last sentence there, and it hadn't mentioned anything about him being a magician, so I was starting to think that I may have just made that up, but nope. I guess I did remember that correctly, at least. Yeah, so not going to spend a ton of time rambling about him because, well, I have absolutely nothing to say about him. So let's go ahead and open him up and check him out. Alright, so here we have Hotwing. I cannot get this dude to actually stand up to save my life for some reason, so for now I have him propped up against this here Transformers box. But other than that, I think he looks pretty badass so far. I know a lot of people don't like these figures because they don't have this super shiny, like chrome finish that the old school Silverhawks figures did. But you know that going in by this point. So if that was a big issue for you, you were probably not interested in this figure to begin with. I personally don't think it's a big deal. I had the original Silverhawks figures. I thought they were super badass. I did like the shiny chrome finish. It would be kind of cool if they had them, but not a huge deal to me. I mean, even on my old Silverhawks figures, that chrome finish usually it kind of wore off over time. So there's weird patches where it's dull and it's missing, which looks kind of wonky. And really, if you look at the cartoon, which these characters are based on, the characters had more of like a matte finish in the cartoon itself. It was only the toys that had this super shiny finish. So, again, it would be kind of cool if they had it, but not a big deal to me. And again, everyone knows by this point that these figures do not have that. So if that's a deal breaker for you, you're probably not looking at buying this figure to begin with, so whatever. Let's actually go ahead. We'll do a quick 360, although not a whole lot to see. Pretty simple, basic character design for the most part. The default head that he comes with clearly does not have the helmet or the full mask on. But yeah, looking pretty cool, I think. I've always thought Hotwing was pretty badass looking. Let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. Arms, forward, backward, horizontal, up to shoulder height. Elbows, single joint, 90 degrees. Legs, forward, a little bit backwards. Horizontal, up to about waist height. Knee, single joint, 90 degrees. Ankle rocker, lots of movement in the ankle rocker. There is a full swivel joint at the waist. There is an ab crunch, but it doesn't seem to actually move. I don't know if mine is just super stiff right now, because at first I didn't think there was a waist swivel because I had a hard time getting it to move, but it was just incredibly stiff. So I don't know if this one is also just very stiff, or if it's one of those weird Super 7 Ultimates ab crunches that doesn't actually have any movement in it, which I have seen a few times before. And head, left, right, up, down, all around. So, pretty standard articulation for Super 7 Ultimates. And now, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories. First, we have Hotwing's bird, which I believe is named Gyro. I may be misremembering that, but I'm pretty certain that's his name. Only one version of Gyro. So Bluegrass came with 2 different versions of his bird. One with like the wings extended, and one like this that is made to sort of perch on Bluegrass's arm. Only one version of Gyro, unfortunately. But yeah, looking pretty slick, I guess, for a goofy little android cyborg bird, whatever the hell he is. And again, as you can tell by his claws, he is made to perch on Hotwing's arm. There we go. Just like that. Old Gyro hanging out on Hotwing's arm there. We have, of course, an assortment of various hands. We have 3 extra right hands in addition to this one. And we have 4 additional left hands. I'm not going to pop all of those out. I am, however, going to draw attention to one particular one because I like it quite a bit. We have this hand where he is holding what are very obviously Fushigi balls. Fushigi!
Fushigi!
Fushigi, like, I don't know what it is, but it's the coolest thing ever, and I can do it.
No strings, no tricks. Magic? Maybe. You can make Fushigi defy gravity and appear to float in midair with maneuvers like the prayer cross, the enigma, levitation, and so many more. It floats, it levitates, it will confuse the senses with its mind-blowing movements.
I think it's fabulous.
Fushigi!
It's sick. It's so much fun. I love it.
It's amazing!
I love it!
Me too!
Fushigi. Call now to order Fushigi.
So, Hotwing, obviously a big fan of David Bowie's Goblin King from Labyrinth, wanted to practice with some Fushigi balls. I'm guessing these are probably actually smoke bombs, considering that Hotwing is a magician, but I'm going to continue to pretend like they're Fushigi balls, because that's more fun. We also, of course, have a few different heads. So the default head that's on there now, obviously, again, no mask, just sort of has a stoic expression. We have one other head without a mask, which is more of like a smiling, happy expression. But more importantly, we have what is far and away the coolest of the 3 heads. We have his helmet head, which that's probably not a good way to phrase it. That sounds inappropriate. I'm going to get demonetized. As if this channel would ever make money. But yeah, this looks super badass. So yeah, looking pretty good. I think he's going to look super badass once I switch his head and put the helmet on there. And of course, we also have Hotwing's additional arms with the wings attached. Now, a bit of a bummer. I mean, I knew this going in, but it's still a bit of a bummer. If you had or have seen the original Silverhawks figures, you know that the wings that were attached to their arms were made of fabric and were very flexible. That is not the case here. These are just solid, hard plastic. There's no flexibility in them whatsoever. And Likewise, there is no articulation in the arms that are attached to the wings. There's no elbow articulation or anything. So, a bit of a bummer. I mean, granted, the arms on the original Silverhawks figures also didn't have elbow joints or articulation, so I guess that's not much of a change. But I did like the fabric wings on the old school figures, so kind of a bummer that the Ultimates ones just have the solid hard plastic. I guess I kind of understand it, since you can swap the arms in and out, since there's different arm options. It's probably pretty tricky to find a satisfactory way if you were using fabric wings to actually unattach and reattach them if they were fabric. So I'm assuming that is the rationale behind it, but still a little bit of a bummer. That being said, if you just plan on posing him and setting him on a shelf and leaving him be, not a big deal. In that case, I guess you don't really need the articulation or the flexibility in the wings or anything. And really, I guess that's what these figures are for. They're for collectors, not for playing with, I suppose. Although, boy, if anyone wants to come play with Super7 Ultimates figures with me, just let me know, because that sounds fun. And then finally, we have, there's actually two of these. We have these energy effects, which pop into Hotwing shoulders, like so. For some bizarre reason, the Silverhawks always shoot lasers out of the most random places. So in this case, Hotwing shoots lasers out of his shoulders, which doesn't seem like a great or ideal place to actually aim with, but whatever. So yeah, each of the arms with the wings has a hole. Actually, do these ones? No, there's no way to attach these to the arms that don't have the wings. Oh, look, he actually stood up. That's the first time he has stood up this whole time. And someone is mowing right outside of my window, so that's fun. So yeah, apparently Hotwing can only shoot lasers when he has his full armor on with the wings and the mask, which I guess makes sense lore-wise. So you cannot connect these to the other arms, just to the arms with the wings. But there is one for each arm, so looking pretty cool. Oh, I lied. There is one last little thing that I somehow overlooked. We also have this little pink crystal, which, I'll be perfectly honest, I have no idea what this is or what relevance it has. Yep, just a little pink crystal. Nothing too special, but pretty snazzy looking, I guess. Yeah, again, no idea what this is, but here you go. And it appears there's actually a hand that is designed specifically to hold this crystal as well, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that. And yeah, that's about it. That's all of the accessories. So not a ton of accessories compared to a lot of other Super7 Ultimates figures. But to be fair, I don't really know what else Hotwing would have come with. The Silverhawks don't really lug around a bunch of weapons or anything. So yeah, don't really know what else you would have included. So yeah, I really like this, other than a few minor complaints, which, A, the lack of the chrome finish. If you even consider that a complaint, again, you probably know going in that these figures do not have that. So if you think that's a big deal, you're probably not interested in this to begin with. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm not worried about it at all, to be honest. So I don't really consider that a complaint, but I do see other people being upset about that. So there's that, but I think he looks cool as is. I really don't care one way or the other about the shiny chrome. And the only other complaint I really have, and this one is also understandable, is the solid plastic wings that have zero flexibility and the arms with the wings that have zero articulation. Which, again, kind of a bummer. Seems like a little bit of a downgrade. It would be cool if they had the fabric wings and more flexibility, which would also theoretically allow there to be some articulation in these arms as well. But again, I also understand it. I think it would be kind of tricky, since you can swap the arms in and out and everything. I think it would be kind of tricky to have fabric wings. I don't really know how you would go about that, like what a satisfactory way would be to attach and unattach the wings if they were soft fabric. So I understand why they went this route, just, slightly disappointing. Just know going in, obviously, no chrome finish, no flexibility in the wings, no articulation in the arms attached to the wings. Other than that, I think he's pretty badass. I think he looks cool. I think he's going to look especially awesome once I swap his head out and put the helmet on there. Not to mention the hand holding the fushigi balls. Alright, so real quick, I decided to be slightly less lazy than usual, and I went ahead and swapped out his head for his helmet, and swapped out his left hand for his fushigi hand. And as you can see, he does indeed look super badass. I think he looks really good with that helmet on there. It takes the figure up another notch. So yeah, definitely 2 very solid thumbs up for me. I just think he looks super sleek and badass, so... I'm not going to put the arms with the wings on. I'm not really that bothered about it. You can visualize it. You know what it'll look like. But yeah, so I think he looks pretty spectacular, especially with that with the helmet head on there. Damn, I keep saying helmet head. Super badass with the helmet, and extra bonus points for the fushigi hand. So looking pretty badass, pretty spectacular. I like it quite a bit. 2 thumbs up. Until next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Like, I don't know what it is, but it's the coolest thing ever, and I can do it.
No strings, no tricks. Magic? Maybe. Young or old, big or small, anyone can fushigi. And with a little practice, you can conquer fushigi.
This is so amusing.
I think it's fabulous.
I get it now.
It's awesome. Fushigi.
My grandson, he's 16, he would love one of those. I want to buy it now.
Fushigi.